Welcome back. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from the respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. Share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has denied allegations that he received $200 million from the $1.3 billion payments made by international oil companies for access to a prime oil block in the nation's Niger Delta region. His media advisor, Ikechukwu Eze, said in a statement that the allegations are fake news meant to tarnish his rising profile in the international community since the oil deal predated his administration. Dr. Jonathan said he did not know Dan Etete, a former oil minister and the architect of the controversial deal, who allegedly received a huge chunk of the payments from oil giant Shell for the lucrative oil block which he owned. The report also claimed that Jonathan and Etete had known each other for years. According to a Shell staff, Jonathan served as a tutor to Etete's children while he was a minister. Shell has denied any wrongdoing. Nigeria's government passed on $1.1 billion of the money paid by Shell and the Italian firm Eni to a company called Malibu, which has, or rather was, controlled by Mr. Etete, according to Italian prosecutors. Documents filed by the Italian prosecutors claim that $466 million of that sum was then laundered through Bureau de Change and passed on to the then President Goodluck Jonathan, as well as members of his government. And Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello has identified transparency and accountability as critical elements in achieving good governance, which will in turn better the lives of citizens. This was Governor Bello's charge to members of the steering committee of the Public Sector Governance Reform Development Project of the World Bank, whom he also asked to ensure that the agreed target and timeline of the state projects are met.
The representatives who are involved in, Your Excellency, includes the public finance management, which is to help us modernize and upgrade our public finance system in the state. The second one is the human resource and capacity development. Then we have a third one, which is monitoring and evaluation, which is to help us to develop a viral monitoring and evaluation system in the state to help to track government activities with a view to ensuring that monies allocated are properly expended.
The public sector projects, which is aimed at enhancing efficiency, transparency and accountability by adopting best practices in the use of public resources, could not have come at a better time than now, when the country is witnessing serious economic downturn. As a government, this project is part of our strategic rescue plan to respond to these global economic challenges.
And the successes recorded in the areas of job creation and the ease of doing business in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, have been attributed to the favorable government policies and investment-friendly environment created by the state government. Investors and development partners shared this during a courtesy visit to Governor Ibikunle Amosun in Abeokuta, the state capital.
It was a busy day for the governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosun, who hosted several companies in his office. A delegation from the World Bank are among other companies who came calling. The World Bank team are here to explore areas where they can work with the Ogun State government.
We're going to be discussing the new Project for Results program that we have, which is to support industrialization and agricultural production in the state. The support of your cardinal program on agricultural production and industrialization.
The N-Power team have job creation for the youths on their minds, while the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council talks about their passion for the business environment in Ogun State.
It is important to me that you understand that at the federal level, we are very committed to supporting the success of Ogun State.
However, Governor Ibikunle Amosun reassures them all of a progressive development agenda that will cater for the masses.
People even commuting to Lagos every day, I don't know, it affects their health and what have you. Because people will leave their houses 4 a.m. in the morning. They will not come back until 1 a.m. That's what they go through every day. So we are going to, of course, arrest that.
At the end of the day, all these investors, guests and development partners are left with an assurance that Ogun State is open to deepening its collaboration with investors on infrastructure, economic growth and job creation.
Let's go over to the southeast, where the Imo State government says it is ready to partner with Global Fund, an international non-profit organization, in the fight against HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria. The Imo State Governor, Rochas Okrocha, who received the state fund manager of the organization, Mrs. Nuria Diaz-Ongo, commends the organization for choosing Imo State as one of the 3 states of the Federation for the pilot phase of its intervention. Mrs. Ongo says the fund is providing support to countries in the fight against the 3 major disease, saving millions of lives and strengthening local health systems in many communities.
So right now we have several grants with several implementers that are, we think that we must innovate, we must change, and we want to differentiate growth from Nigeria to be sure that we will reach targets and we will make impact.
But let me commend your organization, Global Fund, for this new structure you are putting in place, dealing with the states directly. That will help. And here in Imo State, we have introduced what is called the Community Government Council. Like you have federal government, state government, local government. Here in Imo State, we have the 4th one, which is called community government. This structure has helped a great deal. Helping to fight crime, fight illiteracy, fight diseases. Because once people are made to govern themselves, you cannot have the best out of them. So I think that's the structure we'll apply in our relationship with you. I want you to use Imo as a model.
Imo State Governor Rochas Okrocha speaking there. After years of being ravaged by flooding and erosion due to its location along the coastal line of the Delta, well, come 2018, the River State Governor Nyesom Wike has pledged to embark on sand filling and shore protection of the ancient kingdom of Bile in Degema local government area of River State. The governor stated this when he received the Council of Traditional Rulers of the Kingdom in Government House, Port Harcourt.
We have many abandoned a project. So when they are saying extend it, it's not easy to extend. Anyway, let's finish that one so you see it yourself and you know what we are talking about. So I'll call the Commission of Transport and know what it is. But the one that I will do immediately had to do with the uncompleted primary and secondary and the primary health and the. Unfortunately, the Pamsing Health and the Commission of Education, they are not here. But I think I'll direct them to go to Bile and look at the extent the last administration did, and then we can complete it for you.
We are appreciative of the ongoing reconstruction work of the Bile Bonny Jetty, our main route to and from Port Harcourt. Since its construction by the government of the then military governor of the state, then Colonel Anton Ugbo, now retired Brigadier General, this is the first time any administration in the state is fulfilling the several promises of rebuilding the jetty. This is the reason our appreciation knows no bounds.
In Cross River State and Northwest Province of South Africa, consolidating on 3 areas of cooperation on the Twin Cities project agreement between Mafeking and Calabar. Addressing a delegation from Mafeking, Northwest Province of South Africa, who are in the state for a 3-day working visit, the state governor, Professor Ben Ayade, listed the areas of cooperation to include agriculture, tourism and the establishment of an international hotel college.
We have not changed as the Northwest, in the collaboration that we have agreed on, in the teaming up to make sure that together, taking the people's paradise of Cross River State along, we build a sustainable relationship in terms of agriculture and tourism.
When you look at it very well, if you look at the Northwest Province of South Africa and you look at Cross River State, they share so many things in common. One, tourism. They are the largest in terms of hosting the best tourism facilities in South Africa. They are the host to the Sun City, the great Sun City of South Africa. In terms of safari and wildlife and safari lodges, they rank #1 in South Africa. And so coming from that background of tourism, it fits into our own tourism with our gorilla sanctuaries, our monoliths, Cross River National Park, the Obudu Cattle Ranch, and all the tourism potentials we have, including the carnival. You can see that there is a very warm embrace between Cross River State and indeed Northwest Province, Calabar and Mafeking in terms of tourism potentials. On the other hand, Cross River State has got over 21,000 square kilometers of arable land available for immediate cultivation. That also the Northwest Province has. Incidentally, Northwest Province, as far as you can drive through it, all you can see to the left and to the right are great farmlands. And so in agriculture, they are the greatest grains farmers in South Africa and greatest in livestock production. And so having been there with a team that have understudied your activities, programs, actions, and results, we are eager to ensure that the partnership and Twin City Agreement we have signed will be put into physical force.
You're still watching news across Nigeria, and when we return, find out which minister has been fined by the Ekiti state lawmakers. Join us again.